give them the publicist's answer.
I do give the publicist's answer a lot.
Let Rory give y'all the publicist's answer.
Hey.
And I'll give you the unemployed black man answer.
Speak it true, speak it true.
I'll just give the Migos answer, and you can go from there.
Okay.
What over your heads?
Scotty too hotty.
Alright, so my status is I haven't seen or spoken to him to the guy you asked about since our last day at the studio. For good, I think it's good that I didn't. I mean, today I'm in a different space. Back in February, March, Rory had to like talk to me, calm me down, my brother, a bunch of people in my life. Because what we went through, which a lot of people don't know, is me and Rory really didn't talk about what really happened. We kind of kept it like, we didn't want to make it messy and, you know, too catty. We didn't want to put out that response at all. But we saw narratives online starting to grow legs and people starting to feel like it was true. So I called Rory one day and I was like, yo, you know that people are starting to feel like this split is our fault. And he was like, yeah, I'm seeing it. So we decided to post a video that we posted, talk about everything. But just know what Rory and myself dealt with, nobody in this room would have dealt with.
Yo.
I promise you that. And it wasn't something that just happened one day. This was like 2 years of shit. And it was like, you know, Rory, we knew we were being cheated. We knew that money was being taken from us. We knew that. But it got to a point where we were like, yo, listen, let's just fix this. And as friends, let's move forward and continue to grow the show and the business. And that was met with ego and narcissism. And, you know, I don't do well with that because I'm just from a different space. Once somebody starts yelling and sweating, that's nervous energy. And I'm sitting there cool. I'm like, fam, we just trying to fix something because we're friends and we're doing something dope that the people love. Let's fix it and move forward. But when you're in business with somebody that chased a certain level of fame as a solo artist and then they achieve that level of fame with their friends, they can't take that. And they don't sit with them well, so they feel like they deserve more when we gave more. Like if y'all knew what the contract was, me and Rory agreed to a crazy contract. And that wasn't enough. You still decided to take from us. So it was just like enough was enough. And we just couldn't deal with it no more. I couldn't deal with it. Rory couldn't deal with it. And we just had to move forward. But blessings to them.
Because tonight, we have the line back around the block.
Yo, it's Big Ant, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in real quick. Rory and Mal recently had a live show out in New York at the Sony Hall and everything like that, and it turned out to seem what a dope night for sure. And I think with me doing this video right here today, man, this really shows the impact that the Joe Budden podcast had on the game. The way that this split happened months ago, and people still want this content. People still send me DMs. People still tag my name in posts. It still's gonna get contraction and views on YouTube, and the people want to put their opinion on it at all times. If I was to go do a live video right now about this, a lot of people would join in, and that shows you how ahead of its time that Joe Budden podcast was with these guys. Joe, Rory, Mal, and then Park speaking off camera. So you gotta just understand, bro, where sometimes things don't work out in life. People break up and their situations are split up. Now, they put their insight on it, where Mal actually said, hey, we tried to give him, you know, the biggest slice of the pie. We was cool with that. We know that he was the star. We know that you had a solo rap career before this, but he still wasn't all the way honest and transparent with us. You know, he was tripping. He said they couldn't deal with the egos, Rory and Mal. Said they went through this situation for 2 years with Joe. We saw this time and time again. Now I gotta be all the way honest. I'm not behind the scenes. I ain't read no contracts. I don't know how to read no contracts. I can't tell you what's what. I can only go off of what I seen and what has happened and occurred since then. You look at this situation, bro. When they split happened, Joe flip-flopped 3 and 4 times off of what he had going on and how he felt about the situation. 1 week, these are my guys. It's not a money issue. It's this and this and that. Then the next week, they're spoiled. They tripping. They out of line. And you can go look this up. They don't really bring no value like that. Then the next week, oh, I failed my team. It was I failed the guys. I didn't get everything clear. Then it's, oh, y'all ain't grateful. It's like Joe couldn't pick a side that he wanted to be on. Then we start coming out more information, accounting, not basically having respect for everybody and looking at everybody as an asset, as a part of this. When Joe used to get asked, did they work for Joe? Joe wouldn't say, yes, they work for me. Joe would say, no, this is a team thing. This is that. But then once the split happened, y'all work for me. You're fired. You got to be straightforward in your situation, bro, because people are going to have opinions on it. Now, I feel like Joe Budden is still pushing out content, still got good takes on their show with Ice and Ish and Parks on there, but it ain't the same as all of them together. They will never be able to get to that chemistry because it was so dynamic. If Ice and Ish was to lead, I'm not even going to say that. But if any other podcast break up like this that's been going on forever, you won't be able to carry this out for months and months and months like this of doing content. My supporters or anybody's supporters, even though I've told everybody and everybody know I'm a real Joe Budden podcast fan and supporter, man, these YouTubers and people like myself, our supporters of our platform wouldn't hit us up and send us videos of, oh, this group broke up or that group broke up in the podcast game. What you think about this every little step of the way? The Joe Budden podcast was a lifestyle. It was 3 friends organically sitting down talking, and that's one thing you can't pay for. Real organic friendship and life experiences together. And we was able to see that on camera where these dudes really hung out with each other and would tell us about their experiences, their personalities, their lifestyles, what they've been through. The shit was priceless. That's why it was so good and did so well. That's why they was the first ones to be able to jump out there from this culture and go get a Spotify deal for real like the way they did. All this shit didn't happen by mistake. It happened by them staying down, understanding what they wanted, and working as a unit. To be honest, Joe wouldn't have been able to do that by himself. Just being all the way honest with it. That chemistry they created was all 3 of them. It just is what it is. Now, they signed paperwork. You got to be all the way up and straight and forward with your dogs, man. That's just what real people are going to do. Fuck just being a real nigga. That's what a real man going to do, bro. Real man going to keep it solid, keep it understood, keep it transparent and everything. People counted Rory and Maul out. Joe was one of them. They overpaid. They don't do shit. They don't got this going on. They spoiled, measly. They went and got their own deal without Joe. They showed up to the podcast with Joe for years. They put their work in on that platform, so they earned their position. It is what it is. If you didn't want them, you can't wait until the shit already take off and sell to cut them off and say, hey, man, y'all really wasn't needed. We already was here. Tell us we not needed before this shit take off. Tell us you can do this by yourself before it take off. You can't wait till I've been down for 5 years putting in and showing up every week, whether you feel like my talent level is on this or not, whether you think I bring value or not. You can't put me on the camera multiple times a week and get views with me on the camera and then tell me, hey, man, you ain't needed for none of this shit. That just ain't gonna work like that. I'm old to this. I showed up. It is what it is, but they going up. They got their deal. Everybody winning. And once again, for all you dumbass motherfuckers who think $1 million or $2 million after taxes or whatever ain't shit for a podcast, you sadly mistaken. I keep telling y'all, if you make over $150,000 a year, you are in the top 10 percentile of Americans. That means 90% of Americans don't make $150,000 a year. And if you do that to sit down and talk and have fun and kick shit with your homie in real life, You won. It is what it is. Subscribe to the channel, Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Tell me what y'all think about this. We got more shit coming, man. All that for Shit Show 1000.